welcome back. This is Shane Simpson from Guitar at Work. Welcome back, glad to have you. This is a fabulous song, just an easy one today. 4 strong winds, written originally by Ian Tyson, but made hugely popular. It's been done by so many people, Johnny Cash, Neil Young. I'm going to focus more on the Neil Young version. That seems to be one of the more popular versions out there in terms of key and accessibility, and I think you're going to find this fairly straight ahead. So we have 2 approaches here. One will be just strumming those darn chords. We'll do a play along. There's only 4 chords that you're going to need to know. Do a play along at a reduced speed, and then let's talk about the fancy stuff in the intro and all these things, all that movement there. But let's do a slow run through first, just to make sure that you can get through the chords. That is more important than having all of the fancy stuff in there, right? We all get bogged down when we hear this stuff like that, and it's a great embellishment for sure, but you need the meat and potatoes first. So let's do that first at slowed down version. Then we'll talk about the intro and that fancy bit, and then let's do a full play along at the full speed. It comes in at 110 beats per minute. I'm using a BEATBUDDY pedal, and people are asking me what settings. BEATBUDDY, I'm just using the standard blues 1 pattern, just so you know that. But let's look at what we've got. Thanks for coming back. Subscribing is huge. I appreciate that. We're approaching 100,000 subscribers. This is amazing, and I really want to thank you for all your thumbs up. Have meant the world. That's what YouTube uses, of course, to get these videos out there and more popular. So thank you for that. Thanks for coming back, and all the questions are really cool. And happy. This is a huge request by many people. Too many to mention, actually. But I think you'll really enjoy it. So let's get in here. Let's make sure you've got these chords first. Standard tuning, nothing, no capo, nothing weird. Here is a C chord. Oh, and gee, one more thing to mention. Patreon.com. I'm going to be referring to these sheets. You know the drill. Patreon.com/guitaratwork. There's 3 sheets. There's 2 with the actual song on it, with the chords over top of the lyrics, and then there's a detailed sheet that I'll be referring to when we get to the fancier bits. So go grab that. You can just go in there one time and scoop everything up if you want, and or you can stick around for new videos as well. But just realize you don't have to commit to a big long thing with Patreon. Just go grab those sheets, and we'll be able to communicate a whole lot better. I'll be referring to this here on my trusty iPad. So here is a C chord. Let's give you just a bare bones look at the chords. There's a C, garden variety C, nothing strange there. You could use C/G if you wanted to, but I'm going to stay pretty straight ahead, just a regular C there. And here's a D minor. That guy there, fingering 2, 3, and 1, pretty standard. And this G is your best choice. That G, I call that the big kid's G. Now people struggle at first with that. If you're used to this other G, that 4-finger G, if you're used to that guy, you probably will struggle with this big kid's G for a little while. It's separating that ring finger and that pinky. Always is trouble at first. But you need to know G both ways, okay? Both ways. Don't get too stuck playing it one way. Playing it this new way here, if this is new to you, gives you access to all this other stuff within the scale, whereas this guy here, you're locked up. You're pretty much locked up. So let's get on that guy. You may have to stop tape right there just to get that guy together. And then what else do we have in there? There's going to be an F in there. Toward the end of the verse, there's an F. If you know a bigger kid's F, meaning a bar chord, or you got an F with your thumb over, that's fine too. But I'm just using just garden variety F there. And that's it. Those are our 4 chords. As per strumming pattern, let me sit on a C here. I'm going to go down, up, down, up, down, up. You're going to find that on your detail sheet. Down, up, down, up, down, up, written in there. D, U, etc. Here it is again. Here's C. Down, up, up, down, up. So you got that hole in there. You've got 2 beats, 2 upstrokes in a row. I'm just going to sit on C, right? Play along with me here. About 2, 3, 4, and down, up, 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 down, up. One more. Down, up, down, up, down, up. There we go. Now remember, when someone imposes a strumming pattern on you, it's never just one pattern typically that's in the song, but that is your core pattern that really captures the song. And you feel free to embellish things here and there when there's no vocal. You might want to pop out and be a little more flourishy in there. Is that a word, flourishy? So there we go. So slow play along would be, I'm just going to do a verse and a chorus at 90 beats a minute, and that would be, you'll see those on your sheet, C, D minor, and then G back to C, and I'm going to bring it down to 90 beats a minute. Instead of 110 here on the fabulous BEATBUDDY, I'm going to bring it down to 90 beats a minute. Play along. It's important you can get her this far. This is just C, D minor, G, back to C, and here it comes, and 1, 2, 3, C. D minor, G coming, C. C coming again, D minor, 2 G's in a row. First verse again, C, D minor, change your mind, here's a G, I ask you, C, one more time, D minor, leave it through, here's your F, G double, chorus coming right here, C, wins, D minor, that rule only, G coming, 7 C's, C, that run high, C again, things, there's a D minor, G coming, double G, C here, D minor, here's a G, then I'm back, C, moving on, D minor again, F, G here, double. There we go. So it's very important you can get it that far, right? That's a big deal. I'll just bring it back up to normal speed here, 110 for later on. Very important you can do that. If you can't do that, there's really no point in getting into the fancier stuff. Get it that way first, then you can play with other people and you can peck away at the fancier stuff but you still get to play the song with the recording or play along with me toward the end here. I didn't do the intro there, just fair warning. I went right from a verse to the chorus. Verse, chorus, the chorus, of course, is in the bold. Verse to chorus. And so try to play along. Repeat that, repeat that, repeat that. Big thing is, too, if you miss a chord, in a real-time play along, if you miss a single chord, just get to the next one, okay? Just fight it out, get to the next one, try to keep your place. I'm always shouting them out a little bit early, so you can go back and do that a few times. Now, I'll bring you to the intro. This will be on your detail sheet. On that detail sheet here you've got, and I'm going to explain this notation. You'll see in the first line you've got your chords that we had through the song, and then second line it says intro. The 0 written on the top line, that's the highest note in the chord that we hear. 0 means open. 0 means open. I'm on a C chord, and I want to hear that 0 how many times? 4 times. So I'm going to go down, up, down, up. Now the 3 that you're seeing, I'm going to add my pinky. That means 3rd fret. The 3 means 3rd fret on the string that it's written on. So that would be the B string. And the only finger I've got left is my pinky, so I'm going to put them on there. Boom. And it says an upstroke. And then going to the high E again. There we go. So that first bar would be this, C. That's right. Getting that. Okay, here it is again. First bar of the intro. 3, 4, and a... There's a bit of pause right in the middle of that between 2 upstrokes. There's a missing down stroke in there essentially. So the notation, while we're playing the chord written above, the C in this case, the notation is telling you what the highest note in the chord should be, because there's this, hear that little bit of motion in there. Okay, so that was our C. Your D minor does this. I think it's a little easier actually than the C. Here's your D minor, and nothing weird here. The 1 is already in your chord, the 1 being the first fret there. And now off comes that first finger to get the 0, and back on for the 1, and there's a 1 bracketed with an upstroke. It's bracketed because you're probably at that point on the way to the G chord. That's what's implied. You don't actually have to play that last one, because at the speed we're playing this, you kind of have to leave the chord a little early to get to that G on time. So you can almost ignore the brackets. It's going to happen naturally for you anyway. Here's that D minor again. 3, 4. One more time. 3, 4, and a... There it is. Okay, stop tape there. Very important to get it that far. I'm going to do the first 2 bars back to back. Here's C. Very slowly. 3, and a 4, and a... D minor. There it is. Here it is again. First 2 bars of the intro. 3, 4, and a... Pinky on. There we go, D minor. Okay, again, stop tape there. Make sure you can play that far before you move forward. And the G, here we go. Okay, so that's just straight G. You're seeing the 3, meaning the 3rd fret on that high string, is your upper voice, so you need that. Okay, so we've got that, we're just built right into the chord. So it's 3 G. Now this, there's a hammer. The little H over top and that little squiggle over top means to hammer on the upstroke from the open B string, and then pinky's going to go to the 3rd fret of that B. Okay, so I'm going to take the down ups out of the equation. It's often a good idea. It's like trying to do this or whatever it is. It's like trying to do that. So if I just play all downstrokes till I get the left hand motion, it's going to be this. Okay, let me do that again. So hammer. Now pinky's got to move 1 string thicker. Okay, so I've got the left hand motion. I'll try now to add the down and ups in there. So go G again. There we go, it comes again. If your hammer's not as loud as you want it to be, it gets better, I promise. You gotta be pretty aggressive with them. Here's G again. Hammer. Pinky moves. And hey, next bar is a C and there's nothing going on. All you do is, it's all zeros right in the top. Okay. Woo, that's a lot. Stop tape there. Here's 4 bars of the intro coming your way. 3 and a 4, C and a pinky, D minor, awful, G, hammer, C. Okay, 4 bars, first 4 bars of the intro again. Here it comes. 3, 4, and a D minor. Hammer, C. Good. So again, stop tape there. Make sure you can get that far. Bar 5 of the intro, we're still on C, and it's just normal. It's the same as bar 4. So if I go C again, bar 5. That's written there. The 0 just means the highest voice of the chord is that high E string. So again, C. Great. Hey, D minor in the next bar, bar 6 of the intro, is just normal as well. Nothing's moving or anything, so D minor. Okay, it's the last 2 bars of the intro that are so important because they show up all through the song, okay? The last 2 bars of that intro, we're on a G chord. So the first 3 strokes are just normal. 3 down, up, down. Now my pinky's got to move over 1 string thicker. It is. Now 0, high E string, 1st fret here, pinky. Now I didn't worry about the down ups there, and let's not worry about them until we've got the left hand motion. So here is bar 7, the G chord, 1st bar of G there. I'm going to go G, move that pinky over, good, and then off, 1st finger, 3rd, pinky again, sorry. Okay, not worried about downs and ups yet. G again, 3, 4, move them over. There I did do the downs and ups, because it's sort of subconscious at this point. But with all downs, it would be this. Good. Then the last bar, just go back to the 1st fret, which is really a G7 chord. Then off that guy comes. And then pinky's going to go to the B string. Again, not worried about downs and ups in there. Here it is, all down strokes, just for now, till you have the left hand going. Here's go. Good. That's where stoppy tape right there and getting that down. So it's a da 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 da. Get that motion. If this guy hesitates, a good solid golden rule in guitar, if their left hand hesitates, your right hand will, he just doesn't know what to do. And that's when things start feeling like you're out uncoordinated or something. Not the case. This guy has got to know his business, and then this guy just really is just chopping wood, right? So again, there. He's really just chopping wood, but that assumes that this guy knows his business, as I say. So now I will add the upstrokes, and notice the last bar there is pretty much all upstrokes. Let's talk about that in a sec, but here is bar 7, G. You see see it, most of that motion toward the end is all on the upstroke, right? You notice that? And that can feel, whoa, that can feel pretty strange at first. And while you're working that out, you're thinking, I don't know what the rhythm is. It doesn't quite sound like anything yet. If you put small and quiet little downstrokes between all those upstrokes, it starts to fill up. Check this out. So, right here. The motion was still on the upstroke, but the downstrokes are filling it in. So that would be typical. Here it is without those downstrokes. We've got some holes in there. It's not terrible, but this is maybe a little fuller. Add them in. So that might take a little while if it's your first foray into that kind of a thing. That might take a little while for sure, and there's nothing, no shame in that. Now those last 2 bars of G that we just learned together, every time you see 2 Gs back to back on your sheet, which is basically every second or third line here, you put that in there. Let's call that the big riff, okay? So you play the last 2 bars of the chorus. Every time you see a double G written over top of the lyrics, you play that riff, okay? And it begins, the motion begins off beat 2, right? 1 and 2 and there it is. That's right. Most people just won't be counting that out. Probably you're just going to think of it by ear. You're going to hear it by ear for sure. Hey, so that's all there is to it. And I always try to stress in these play-alongs that you got to walk before you run. If that was too tricky for you, that business right there, then just go back to playing the basic chords. Let's do a full speed play-along at 110. You do what you can. That's it. And, oh, I missed a chord. Look for the next one. Look ahead. Look for the next one and try to get there on time. Those are really good recovery skills that you're building. So when you're playing with others, I'm finding, although this internet thing is wonderful, people are not playing with each other as often. And there's a cost to that for sure. Music is a lot of give and take, and we learn to play together and how to complement each other and work as a group or a band. So I hope that this somehow simulates that as well. So do what you can. You don't have to put all the fancy stuff in there. Here is, well, here's the song, and I'm going to have to scroll midway. So if I put a piece of paper here, I'll be okay. Again, patreon.com/guitarwork. Go grab those sheets and a bunch of other songs up there too. You can do lots together. And it's going to come in, it's going to be fast, right? So faster seatbelts. I'm going to do the intro as well. Don't worry about all the fancy stuff. Here it comes. So 1, 2, C, go. D minor, G, C, C again, D minor, G. Put the riff in if you can. First verse, C, D minor, 2 Alberta, G, C in the fall, C again, some friends, D minor, I can go on, double G, looking for riff. If you can get it in there, yes, it's C, but I wish you, D minor, change your mind, G, if I ask you, C coming one more time, D minor again, F here, 100, double G, put the riff in if you can, C, chorus, D minor, G, C, C again, D minor, double G, put the riff in, C, if the good times, D minor, are all gone, G, then I'm bound, C, for moving on, D minor, here we go, look for you, F, if I'm ever, here's a double G, put the riff in if you can. Verse C, D minor, snow flies, here's a G, C, C again, D minor, here's a double G, riff, C, D minor, G, C, D minor coming, those winds, F, low pull, G, double, chorus, bottom of page 1 now, C, D minor, G, C, C again, D minor, double G here, C, with the good times, D minor, all gone, G, then I'm bound, C for moving on, D minor, here we go, look for you, F, if Remember G, back is way. Now riff, instrumental, page 2, C, just normal, D minor, G. That's the guitar solo in there. C again, D minor, double G, put the riff in. Last versey bit, C, D minor, G, C, D minor, F, here we go. Double G, put the riff in. C, last chorus, C wins. D minor, G, C, C again, D minor, double G, C, D minor, G, C, D minor, F, double G, here we go. Last line color, D minor, F, G, bell, bell, 1, 2, 3. Hey, I hope you're okay with all that. It's actually hard to shout out the lyrics and the chords and keep everything going, but I think I've got positive feedback on the a lot of the play-alongs, so I hope it's working for you. Again, it's all about recovery skills. Make sure if you miss a chord, you can stare at your sheet and find out where you are, or listen to me and try to anticipate where things are going. So really good. The ending, what's going on? G to G sus 4 to G. I'm going to sit on here's your last line, D minor, F, last line. On this G, I'm going to count 1 and 2 and 3, and on beat 4, I'm just going to put my first finger on the first fret of the B string, and then take them off, both downstrokes. So that would be this 1 and 2 and 3 and on, and you stop dead on that G. Let's do it again. Here's G, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2. There it is. So the last line with the ending is D minor, F, G, here it comes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 5, 1, 2, and just let that G fade out. Really good. Good, so always fun. Thanks for that. Again, patreon.com/guitar@work. Grab these sheets and a bunch of other songs. I've done a lot of play-along videos, so hopefully you'll grab some sheets and play along. So good for you. And thank you for subscribing. Thumbs up mean a great deal. I really appreciate that. They really move things along for me at my end. And happy to answer your questions, and let me know how you're doing with it all. I'll look forward to coming back very soon. Have fun with it, eh? 1, 2.